me a 1 in the comments if you're watching us live. Type replay if you happen to be watching this after the fact. I'm super excited to be live right now with Matt Deseno from HL ProTools. Matt, thanks for being here, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I guess there's a couple possibilities for this time. So one, I wanted to make sure we're answering questions because people have seen, we got a fun bundle that we're doing with 7FA and with Josh. And then as much as I can, I want to make sure this is a valuable time for you. So I guess in the season, in all of life, which is crazy, anything we can do to shortcut the decision-making process is valuable, because if it's something worth paying attention to, pay attention to it. Also, to disqualify and say, don't pay attention to this, then don't pay attention to it. So I guess I would say right now, if you're hearing my voice, if you are not using HighLevel and you've decided I don't want to use HighLevel, HighLevel's not right for my business, you can shut this out. This is not for you. This isn't going to be very valuable for you. If you are, well, I guess if you've been considering HighLevel and you're not, talk to Josh. He's got awesome bonuses for signing up with him. And if you are using HighLevel, then I actually do feel very confident this is going to be valuable for you, because we got some crazy fun things going on.
So if you're using HighLevel today for your agency or for your clients, the clients that you serve, just put a capital HL in the comments. We want to make sure we're getting the right information in front of the right people, and really appreciate you joining us. Nothing else, just to hang out a little bit here with Matt.
Yeah. So so with that, assuming now, I'm assuming folks left here in the room, we're all using HighLevel. I'm going to go through a couple of things that we've seen as big pain points in using HighLevel. What we're calling this is the HighLevel Easy Button Bundle. So these are things, parts and pieces of what we've been doing for ourselves and then even licensed out to others, paired along with some awesome stuff that Josh has to just make your life easy. And this is, people have been asking me too, I think this is in the spirit of HighLevel. HighLevel is just really good at pioneering no-brainer value and crazy disproportionate wins. When I came into HighLevel, not even a long time ago. Let's go last year. Last year, we were spending a little over $3,000 a month on WordPress hosting. $3,000 a month on WordPress hosting. We've now shifted everything over to HighLevel, and we spend $3,000 a year, right? Stuff like that. That's just stupid, right? It's I literally cut a $30,000 expense into I pocketed $27,000 thanks to HighLevel, right? So these are the kind of things that, one, make me love HighLevel, but two, we're kind of leading by their example, and in just this crazy disproportionate return on investment. I invest a little and I get a ridiculous, in that sense, it was like a cost saving. So I'm not even I didn't need to do anything extra. I'm just taking my status quo life and making it better. And so that's the hope and the vision with the Easy Button Bundle. If people haven't seen it, I think you can pull up the screen and we can kind of go through. So this is, Josh, if you want to pull it on there. So these are actually your bonuses, which we're getting questions about. You can kind of clarify, but this is the Easy Button Bundle. Basically, if you're using HighLevel, like I said, we think this is a magic solution for you. Josh, also being super generous, is just trying to make this push it over the edge of no-brainer decision-making. So you guys probably know a little bit about this, but just talk to me through what you've got going on in terms of the bonuses here. We got the book, and then we got the roadmap course.
Yeah, specifically, if you're not already a member of the 7-Figure Agency, we've got a great training called the 7-Figure Agency Roadmap Implementation Program, where we walk you through the entire process on how to choose your niche, position yourself, do your marketing, get clients to come to you pre-positioned to buy. And it kind of goes really nicely with the 7-Figure Agency Roadmap book. And so for those of you that take this bundle, we're going to show you why it's a no-brainer. We're going to include that for you at no cost. And this is it's at least $1,000 value, probably worth a lot more than that. Many agencies have come through this process and built multiple 7-figure agencies following the exact methodology explained in that particular training.
Oh my gosh. So, and this is I know you're saying Josh, I was just about to buy this from you for $1,000 and you're saying now I can just have this included. And that's exactly the kind of see here is we're just literally throwing it in there. And then of course you got your book, which I finally got to read. And my goodness, I appreciate, I dabbled into this idea of trying to download knowledge in there. But what a phenomenally practical, just kind of outpour of someone who's done it, which is why I appreciate you and your community. Why I'm part of, what am I a part of? Part of 7-Figure Agency?
7-Figure Agency. You're part of the actual mentorship and coaching program.
You should be in there because you could just be closer to cool people like me. No, but you could be closer to cool people like Josh. Just kidding.
I know we got a lot of members on here as well, because a lot of the members of Seven Figure Agency want to know this bundle kind of as a backdoor to get access to HL ProTools. So
Okay.
if you're on with us as a member, just put a 1 in the comments, and Matt, let's jam into this.
Okay, let's jam into it. So a couple of the questions clarifying things we got going on. So the 3 things we're highlighting here to like shortcut the decision-making process are white label support library, which right now, if you wanted access to this, we charge $3,600 a year. That's the only way you can get it. So I'm not even doing value. I'm doing like literally, this is just what actively people pay for. Our Zoom support. Well, let me show you this. So if you're, new to this world, like it lives inside of your accounts. It shows up this black question mark you and your clients can see. And then whatever they need, they can search for it, or they can like dig into a category kind of thing. All of this stuff, it's all white labeled, and HighLevel is great at going fast, and we are great at going slow. So we take the slow, boring, hard work of just documenting the process, building out like nice, good looking videos to kind of walk it through for your customers or for yourself or for your teammates. And we keep this all up to date. We've got an insane, we're pushing 100 folks on the team. And so we've got a lot of bandwidth and energy going into literally just keeping this content up to date and as accurate as possible. And so you get access to all of that. It lives right there in your accounts. The second thing, so support. This is where on this deal, people, if you're taking this, I'm probably losing money on you. So we run, I from teaching university, I learned this idea of like office hours, or how do you like make yourself the most successful? There's a debate. Do you do scheduled one-on-one, or do you do like open set times? And really the best is both. And so that's what we're offering for agencies. So we let you schedule unlimited one-on-one calls with a team to dig into whatever high level issue you're having. And then also we run scheduled calls Monday through Friday, multiple times a day. So that way you don't have to schedule to get help. You can just hop onto a Zoom call. I know HighLevel has Zoom support. We don't have a queue. And we have so the one-on-ones, I think that's my preferred way to do it. But like I said, we do both and, so you can choose whichever way you want. And our calls are usually a little bit themed, right? So we're going to go deep into funnel building. We're going to go deep into the workflow builder. We're going to go deep into the email automation and the email marketing side of it. And so that for a year, you have access to that in like, you can imagine my hard costs. Like all you probably, to make me break even on this, you probably only need to like book a half an hour call, every other week. And
yeah,
so,
to be clear, everybody, selfishly for Seven Figure Agency members, I really want this for you guys, right? I use this in my agency. Billy Sticker uses it. Chris Rodriguez, some of our top members use it because it's kind of the easy button to get your high level done well and to have that support structure. And if you're not using it, like this is like the most no-brain option way to gain access to it. And Matt, you work with some of the top minds in the space. I was at the HighLevel Summit last week and people just kept singing your praises. I even think Frank Kern was at the front. Hey, Matt Deseno and his team are the best. They helped me build my SaaS platform. So I don't know how much higher endorsement you can get than that.
Yeah. If I on the page, if you want to see, we got every, and those folks are fun and good and it's great. But we got, you can see the montage of Frank and Julian Pang and Billy Jean and all those folks that from any of the enterprise folks, those are the folks that we've supported them in additional to, over 1,000 other agencies here. And so we know our stuff. They stress test us every single day and every single week. And so we get to shortcut the process back to you. That's the set. HighLevel is great at going fast. We're good at going slow. And so when issues happen or quirks happen or new things get released, we know about it instantly because we see it at scale. And so you've got access to that for you and your team. And then the last piece here is our Zap. And I am nervous that I'm including this, but previously we charged $7,000 a year to get access to this. This is we took all of HighLevel's API and built it into a Zap so you can shortcut any sort of custom development or custom configurations, anything power that you want to do with HighLevel, you can do now here in a no-code frills way. So we literally take all of whatever HighLevel's API can do. So we've got folks using this right now to basically do, let's say they want to do a calendar sync with some other, some other client management system, right? Some other particular tool, let's just say Calendly, right? You've got a client, they love Calendly, they don't want to leave Calendly. How do I make Calendly work with HighLevel? You can set up basically kind of global Zaps that work for all of your clients across all of their accounts all the time, and you don't have to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a developer. I usually price based on value. That's why I charge $7,000 a year for this, because not only do you save opportunity costs and speed, you don't have to wait for a developer to build it, but also you literally save hard costs because you're not having to pay tens of thousands of dollars to a developer to build whatever it might be. And so you get access to this. This is, if you know, if you don't need it now, call it an insurance policy for if you get a cool idea of like, I wonder if I can make an integration with X to Y, or Y being HighLevel. Everything that HighLevel's API can do, we make this as the easy, no code way to put together those kind of recipes to do whatever you want to do with it. It's insane. So the last couple things I want to highlight. So we're giving you, there's too much stuff, honestly, to show it. I guarantee you're going to buy this. If you buy this bundle, there are things that we didn't even include on the page because we run out of like taking inventory of all the stuff we've got. So I wanted to call out a few things though. So one, there's certain things we just build and do that, like, so translations, we've got 5 languages and we do it phrase by phrase, word by word. There's no better form of translating inside of HighLevel than this right here, because we just do it the hard and slow way. I mentioned the library here. This is what we're most known for, is the support resource there. And then we also do these guided tours, right? So for you, for your clients, for your team, if they want to learn how to do whatever the new feature is, this is constantly up to date. We've got videos in there. It just kind of walks you through the process of whatever it might be. But the last thing, which is maybe for some folks the biggest thing, is the biggest complaint that I get is folks that say they try to show off their HighLevel account and someone says, I know that's HighLevel, or I know it's someone else. We actually built a separate tool to customize the dashboard to whatever you want to do. And so you can not only reorient it and kind of like redesign from parts and pieces of the things that are showing up in there, but you could also add in different things, right? You could put in a video, you could have a hosted video, you can change out the colors, you can literally do whatever you want to do. And we've got this own separate tool we built, this dashboard customizer. This is one of those features I was showing off earlier, like a single, like there's all these sort of widgets we've got in here you could choose from. This totals one is if you want to like simple KPIs, if you're like like I was saying, if you're in real estate and you're like, I just want to show them total seller leads. This was kind of modeled after, you've seen those simple dashboards, just says like, here's what it is. Here's the total number in a date range, total number. You can do those kind of things dynamic to your account. So this is already part of HL ProTools. It's loaded in there. And now it overcomes one of the just objections that people get is like, oh, they instantly recognize it and note it as part of HighLevel. And I forgot another one. Like I actually saw someone in the group say they thought this was native to HighLevel, the dark mode, light mode in here. It's HL ProTools. We just give it to you and we just didn't tell people about it. But so we built in this feature here. So if you wanted to be like, oh, dark mode on there, like as we build stuff, we just kind of release it in there and give you that. By joining in here, you're getting a crazy discount access to what people are actively paying thousands of dollars a year for. And so, that was another fun one, that, and the privacy mode thing too, if you wanted to like hide valuable data. But so,
So good, guys. Like literally any one of these independent features is going to be worth its weight in gold for you in your agency going into 2023 and beyond.
That's from Q&A. The last piece, I guess I'll tell you, we've got it stacked here. It's on the page. You can kind of access it, see it, read about anything you need. We are running, I think it's maybe at the top, or maybe because I'm logged in, it's not showing it to me. We got live chat on the page. You can access that. Please reach out any questions that you have if there's anything more. The last thing I feel like obligated to answer, because people ask like, why?
Should I drop the link? Should I have the link in here?
For you should add the link in here. Let them know. It's just,
Josh, if you want to get it, this is where to go, right? You just go to hlprotools.com/Josh-bundle.
Yep. And the clarification here. Why are we doing it so cheap? Why are we cutting down the prices? This is not a fire sale like I'm closing down the business tomorrow. This is honestly, it's a little bit more of maybe temporary insanity where I'm just losing my mind for a little bit. But I think I think Josh and I are aligned. We've just seen two things. The market is big enough. And then also it's just in a mindset. This is a little bit of a challenge in that for me. I'm giving you things that like, this is not a forever deal. This can't be a forever deal. I would literally just be like cutting my business by like 1/5 like that. And it's not even about me. You guys saw, like I was on stage. I'm like just like Josh, a big affiliate for HighLevel. I don't actually need the business anymore to like feed my family. Although, that aside, I probably wouldn't feel super safe if all I was doing was affiliate stuff. But regardless, I don't actually need this to make money. I do want it to stand alone. This is more so supporting the team at this point, making sure they've got a path for growth and a cool thing that we're building here. But still, this is a now deal. This is not a forever deal. Why are we doing it? I truly believe that the market is big enough and that when we plant these seeds, I want you to take these things, make your life easier, grow to a point where you've got bigger problems to solve. So then when Josh says, hey, join a 7-figure agency, you're like, this is a no-brainer, right? It's an absolute no. I talked to him, Josh, how long did it take me to decide to join 7FA?
It was like literally a 2-minute conversation.
It was a 2-minute conversation because when you get to a point, solving those bigger problems that Josh can solve because he's gone before is like, you go to a level, it doesn't eliminate your problems. It just gives you money to solve those problems faster, right? And that's honestly what Josh and I, like, our heart is with this. And even to make this as accessible as possible, we want you to have the space. So these things, the easy button is there. So you're saving money, you're saving time, you're saving stress. So you can focus on the levers that actually grow your business. So you get to a point where you're going to catch other problems. You're going to identify bigger, higher level problems. And then you're going to say, Josh, how do I solve this? And he's going to say, oh, don't you even worry about it. For only the small fee of $10,000, come out and hang out with me for half a day and I'll solve that, right? Whatever it is. And you'll think less than 2 minutes. You'll say, Josh, take my money. I'm in. Because you understand, you've had the experience of like a little bit goes a long way. So I'm going to keep on investing that way. So that honestly, like selfishly, if you're wondering like, what's the Wizard of Oz behind the machine here? It's that we want you to have incredible success so that when you get to those bigger problems that you need solving, you would not even think twice about spending an absurd amount of money with us. But I mean, to be frank, you don't have to, but that's our goal. That's our hope, is that you would level up to such a level that you'd want to keep on going to us and experiencing those solutions from us. Okay, there was a question here going over what's in the normal. So what is in this that's not in your normal? If you're already paying $297 a month, here's the difference between your active subscription and this. 1 is costs. 2 is live support to your customers. So this bundle is the assets. It is not us chatting with your customers. So if you're like, I guess I should be clear there too. Previously, I get people that ask me like, can I just have the library? Can I just have the Zap? I mean, this support's ridiculous anyways, but can I just have access to your support? We don't fragment that out. The thing that is here that is not inside of what's the difference between $1,000 and $300 a month? Well, one, on this one, you've got all Josh's bonuses. So that's where you get the bonuses there. Josh might be actually doing different bonuses on the other thing, but that's what I know about the bonuses there. This does not come with, for $1,000 a year, you are not getting us talking to your customers. If you wanted to level up in the future, you absolutely could, but that's not what this is getting you. This is getting these are the key points of leverage that we use to make our lives easier. This is the easy button bundle. But that's a good question and clarification on that. There was one other question. Oh,
I don't think you went over the price yet. Like we talked about what's included, but not.
Oh, let's get into it. It's $1,000. So instead of a monthly fee of $297, which is the only way to currently access any of these things. Now, yes, is there more in the $297? Yes, you got us running direct support to your folks. But for all of this, it's just $997, and you get a year access to it. A couple questions that people have been asking me, and I guess this is just like in case you're on the edge about it. Our policy, and I've just grown into this more and more in life, is I used to say we're easy like Costco. Maybe still say that. I'm going to say we're better than Costco. Here's what I mean. You can buy the sandwich. It's a Michelin star level sandwich. You can eat the whole thing, and then you can just send me an email and say it was garbage, and I'll refund you. You don't have to look me in the face, right? And you can consume the whole thing. You don't need to bring back and say like, well, I only ate 1/3 of the sandwich. I'm returning it. We are literally better than Costco when it comes to a refund policy, and we don't penalize our partners. So like Josh is like terrified now. This is me. This is risk that I'm willing to take. And here's why. Here's why I've just adopted, like, this is our loud and clear policy. In order to do this, you know what my stuff has to be? It has to be good. It has to be so good that people don't want to actively steal from me because I've made it too easy to steal from me. Literally, our customers, even this and now, like I'm sure you're not in Josh's community, but if you snuck into Josh's community and you're like, man, I've got this site where I take everyone's stuff and I download it and I upload it and I sell it to people for $7 or whatever it might be. If you're like, man, I am the easiest person to take advantage of because my focus and preoccupation, I mean, this is like a zoom out, a little bit of a bigger life mission kind of thing here. One is that I am motivated because I want to raise well-adjusted human beings that want to spend time with me when they no longer have to. That's my kids. Part of that mission and journey for me is a character trait that I want them to have is an abundance mindset and a positive outlook on the rest of humanity. The reason why I believe and don't get discouraged about doing good and serving more and building more is because I genuinely believe that there is a collaborative effect and positive just outpour that comes from being just assuming the best of folks. So maybe that's what it is. Just literally assuming the best of folks. And so, yeah, if you needed one other reason and decision, if you're worried, you had a question, whatever it is, literally you can buy in, you can come on the inside, you can eat the entire sandwich, and then you don't even need to look me in the face. And I refund you everything. My hope is this is so valuable and such a value add to your business and actually to your life that you would actually say, Matt, can I just go to the monthly plan? I don't even need the support. I just want to pay you more money, right? You don't have to do that, but that's kind of like the motivation here. And so if you're, wondering what's our refund policy, that's it. We're literally better than Costco because you can take advantage of us and you can happily take advantage of us and we're easier to refund because we know our stuff is just that good.
Joseph's asking, is this good for beginners?
Are you using HighLevel? If you're using
HighLevel, let's just assume, is this good for someone beginning with HighLevel?
Oh, yes. If you're beginning with HighLevel, yeah. My goodness. Imagine if you had a personal tutor to HighLevel on demand. Would that make your life easier? I think it would.
100%.
And I'll tell you what it costs. I get a 2 Comma Club award every other month not in revenue, in expenses for the team. We are a big team. I spend a lot on the team. I buy all-stars. I buy people who are I earn the privilege in exchange of value where I get to pay them a reasonable salary. I get folks that are batteries included. And so these are the kind of folks you can hop on a call with. There are other folks in the HighLevel community. You can pay to get a tutor, and they charge around, let's say, $100 an hour. So I don't know, if you want 10 tutoring calls, you go to somebody else who's, freelancer in the market. If they, get sick, they just kind of ghost you. You could get a full, robust team, multiple levels of anti-fragility, right? Is HL ProTools staying around? Yes. What's the price after the first year? The same. We make it easy. I want to clarify. My intention is it's the absolute same. And you can take me to the bank on that. It's going to be the same. This will be the same. The price will be the same. At all times for all things, and this is why I say it's like year by year. This is kind of what I say. My intention is year by year, it stays the same, nothing changes. If for some, I don't anticipate it, but I guess this is me wanting to be fully integritous. Just to let you know, 10 years from now, if you're still on here and you're paying $1,000 a year and you're like, Matt, this is the best deal, I'm literally just stealing from you and I'm just actively losing money on, I'm gonna be honest. Every time you pay me, I will honor it for the entire length. So you get it on a year, you got it. 10 years from now, if you're still paying this time, there's a chance, there's a possibility I say, hey, this literally doesn't make sense. I'm still going to make this a no-brainer value add to you. But this is, so I just want to be honest. This isn't you locked in the price for forever and it's indentured servitude on our side. I will continue to make this a no-brainer arrangement. I anticipate next year stays the same price. In 5 years, in 10 years, will it be the same price? Maybe not. I think,
Matt, and if I can interject, I think the idea would be, look, you use this for yourself. You get access to all of Matt's tools. You get access to support for your agency. Yeah. Then you really get good at delivering this to your clients. And you say, man, I want Matt's team to manage support for my client base, right? And that's where there's a revenue track for increased revenue for Matt's team as well.
So someone asked, if I don't give my clients access, is this even worth it? And I'd say, well, do you give your team access? So these are the two things that are most valuable, not to your clients. This is us, right? Supporting you and your team. This is literally just focused on you and your team. And this piece, if you're trying to so other examples, if I was just in the local space and I just sell results and I don't give them access here, I have people using this to do lead distribution, right? Let's say you're running a mass play and you're just doing lead distribution. You want to round robin leads into their accounts. So that automations run dynamically to them. You can do stuff like that. Like I said, other points of stickiness inside of one-off clients. And so you got a client who maybe they told you hey, I'm using, Josh, who's the big one in your space in another
Service Titan.
They're using Service Titan. And I don't know if they've got an open API or if they've got a Zap, but I'm going to play hypotheticals. They're using Service Titan and they're like, this sounds good. This loves it. do you think your agency services would be stickier if you're like, hey, we can tie into Service Titan? What if we made it so every time they got something from Service Titan, we we put them on like a review campaign a month later. What? And maybe that stuff already happens. You can imagine other things that you could do, like make the life better. We're gonna send them a postcard, and there's other ways you do this just in Zapier alone. But we're gonna, whatever it is. If you're only using HighLevel even for yourself on your own acquisition side, then I say like the beauty here is here's a function that we use with the HL the Zap right here. We run an agency. We run local brick and mortar agency. Right now, we're more of like a SaaS agency. So we just sell HighLevel as a SaaS. We position it as a service, but we definitely give them access in there. But one of the issues we were coming into is our lead ad forms. We always ask for time zone because it's very hard to schedule a sales call if you don't know what time zone they're in, if you're running national. And we use this Zap so that if you try to use HighLevel direct lead app integration on there, it doesn't sync time zones, right? And you can ask for it. And so it becomes this frustrating thing where you're booking appointments. You're like, every time the lead's got an incorrect time zone, even though I asked them for it. We use our Elites app to solve that issue, right? Stuff like this. There are probably little quirks and nuances or things even for your own agency. You're like, I wish it could do this. I guarantee you, if it's possible, we've done it and we built it into the Elites app, so you don't need to hire a developer. And honestly, you could hop on a call with us where we show you and walk you through setting up whatever it is you want to do with the Elites app. So now it's like you got the tutor and the tool where we're like, here's the Lego blocks. And let me show you. We'll build the Millennium Falcon together of whatever it is you're trying to get. If someone's saying, how do I take advantage of this if I'm already a member? There's a possibility where you're like, if you don't want our live support, if you're a member right now and you're like, Matt, I didn't need you talking to my customers, then all you do is you buy this and you cancel that subscription. So how do you take advantage of it? You just saved money. So that's congrats. But
don't do that though, guys. Right? If you're on the monthly fee with Matt, like stay with Matt's thing. This is really if you're brand new.
Josh is trying to. I'm true to it. I'm true. I told you it's momentary insanity. If you're there and you're like, I don't need you, dealing with customers directly, like cancel that subscription, buy this. And if you wanted a little bit of an insight of how I do business, I don't believe, I actually love the free market game of business. If this is not an unbelievable value add to you, I said it earlier, but if you're just tuning in, it's a weird place. And now I've taken basically digital money, affiliate money, moved it into real estate. I am, what do they call it? Financially free on multiple dimensions.
Love that, man.
This game for me is this a value add? Is this actually solving meaningful problems? If, yes, I don't want to undercut the entire business. So I have to lay off folks because the value add for the businesses, they get to keep their jobs, but there is no judgment here. If you're like, I didn't need you running direct support to my customers and I was paying for it just because I wanted whatever, one of these tools, you're like, I really wanted the tool. And previously, like I'm saying, the only way you could get it was there. Now for this sweet little season, you can get access to it, and also you get access to Josh's bonuses. So
I just want to interject real quick. Lewis just wrote in. I've paid for Matt's awesome monthly service now, and he's added one-on-one live training. Matt's service gets better and better with time. So this offer is crazy good. Lewis, thanks, man.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, you're hopefully you're not hearing about us, you're hearing about us through Josh. Josh is a discerning guy. He knows like me that the only thing that he cares with him is his reputation. It would be fatally just stupid of him to just start peddling out things that aren't actually value adds. Right. And Josh, I love it. He's been a customer for years. You guys, I mean, it's not you, it's your team interfacing on that side, but literally he's value add here is going I'm sure is a discerning and prudent business owner. We don't just buy things to waste things. We know value adds and we know value detractions. And so that's why even notice how, if you came in late from the start, I wanted to preface this about who is this worthwhile for, who is this not worthwhile for. If you're not using HighLevel and that doesn't make sense for your business model, ignore this. This is not for you. This is not intended to be shiny object. I know we've got fancy gifts that make you feel like I just need to buy it because that image looks so attractive. This is, if you're using HighLevel, I'm very confident this is a no-brainer value add. And to reinforce, it would be insane for me to have the refund policy that I do, and then to try and get you to buy it if it doesn't make sense for you. Because there's actually a net loss there, right? If I have to refund you, one, like we collaborate with partners, so I got liabilities there, and then I got Stripe fees. So like that would be like the fastest way to like fail as a business owner. It would be if I was doing that. Yeah. So so Mitch is writing in. This one doesn't include direct to your customer support. I love that. If you're saying like, yep, I want to keep that, so I'm good. This deal isn't for me. Totally understandable, right? Like on all tiers, I want to make it a no-brainer. I want to make it a value add. But if you're not currently working with us and you're on the fence, you're like, how do I, and if you don't put your customers inside of HighLevel, it wouldn't make sense for us to interface with them, because that's how we interface with them, right? It's inside of HighLevel. So
there's another question here about the Zap, whether it replaces Zapier, for clarity, I guess.
It does not replace Zapier. Someone's saying they're getting a bad echo.
Sounds fine on my end. We'll just keep going.
Sounds fine. Okay, so apologize if it's me, but the it doesn't replace Zapier, but I show you in there how we do millions of Zaps a year and we spend $300. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg. And I'll tell you, if the objective is I could hire a developer versus pay for Zapier, even if you're paying full price for Zapier, which you don't need to do, that's going to pale in comparison to the developer costs. So it's like, it's the short-term versus long-term. If you're like, I'm going to spend $10,000 up front to pay a developer to build this for me, like you could be funding Zapier for years, decades if you use my hacks. So in there, I'll show you exactly how we do that. But yeah, it is going to be a marginal increase of cost, not crazy. Literally spend $300 a year for millions of Zaps. So you'll be good.
Love it. Questions are coming in, but guys, if you haven't jumped on this yet, go to hlprotools.com/Josh-bundle. For a couple of you guys, it sounds like that may be on a device that's not showing you the visual somehow. That's where you want to go. I think it's a no-brainer. Again, if you're running HighLevel at any level and you don't already have HL Pro Tools, this is the best place to get started. It's a deal that's only available for a very limited time. So hop on it while you still can. Let's see. Joe's asking, does the HighLevel platform ever crash? Has it crashed in the past? And what will you do if it does?
This is a good question. So HighLevel, has it ever crashed? I have had downtime. They separate two things. They separate the functions and the management. So they already have built that way where it's a separate thing. So let's say if I can't access, so one, very infrequent, but I could ask the same question about like Google and Amazon. And so the times when I've seen HighLevel have actual definitive downtime, one, it's probably over a year ago, maybe years ago. It was related to an infrastructure downtime. It wasn't like HighLevel was doing anything poorly. It was actually, it was Google, and then there was a Cloudflare one. There was Google and Cloudflare that had infrastructure. So it was like HighLevel was down, but also Twitter was down. So you're like, not the worst thing when 1/20th or 1/10 of the internet is also down with it. What do you do if it does or if it crashes? So in that time, in that experience, we were down from a back end. Front end was fine. Landing pages were still up. Like we were already fine. So they've already done redundancy on what I'd say is the most valuable thing is the front end, the effect, the automations. I don't think I've ever had significant or notable downtime from my landing page is down. We run, you go to the site. This is a HighLevel landing page. We run, oh my gosh. I mean, now because all of what we do, like multiple 7 figures in paid media to HighLevel funnels. So I know, feel very confident about that process and that stability over there. And this entire business kind of lives on it. Have we had downtimes in the past? Yes, they are few and far between. And I can literally only think of 2 significant ones. And both times it was significant chunks of the internet were down. In terms of a disaster plan there, it's like what do you do when your Gmail's down? Ask me that. Has Gmail ever been down? And what do you do if it does? Yes, I've had Google Gmail down. What did I do? Wait around until it came back.
Wait for it to come back, right?
That's I'm not gonna if Google's gonna be down for 3 hours. I think that's what it was. And this is in the last might even been the last year. In the last 2 or 3 years, we had Gmail down for hours. And I didn't switch my MX records and all of a sudden switch over to Microsoft just because Google was down for 3 hours. So that's just me, but that is how we adapted to that.
Joseph's asking if you can add the one-to-one client support to the bundle in the future.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, and so I guess I'd say like this, if you're like, I want this deal, but I want that. If you wanted to buy this bundle and then just credit it over and you're like, I just want 3 months of that and switch over to that plan, I would happily let you do that. So however you want to like mix and match it, you absolutely can do that. Or we could, credit, whatever. We can figure that out as you kind of grow into it. So it's not like you bought into this and you can never upgrade with us. We've got an easy no-brainer way to do that. Like I said, I'm exposing my own vulnerability. You could just be like, actually, I want a refund of that whole thing that I've been using for 7 months. And now I'd like to start today from the 297. Like that's technically to the written word of our policy within your rights. Obviously, my hope is you had such a great experience and so much value that you wouldn't abuse me like that. And then we just figure out, a fair arrangement and transition and credit forward.
Yeah. If you guys have other questions, pop them into the chat. Again, this is our no-brain bundle to get started with HL Pro Tools. You can go to hlprotools.com/Josh-bundle. Anything else you want to say, Matt? I know you've got a number of these types of sessions to hop on. So anything you want to say as we start to wrap up?
I just think of folks in the space that are doing this and teaching what they're doing from like a no frills, like this actually works. Like this is the roadmap, if you will. I am a huge fan of Josh, and I think this is a no-brainer. So if you're hearing from other folks and they're like, I want this, I want this, like, here's what I'd say. You can buy multiple bundles. So if you're going through this and like, I want Josh's bundle, I want someone else's bundle, just buy multiple bundles. Like I'll give you 2 years. Like that's it. Or I'll credit it forward into like whatever you want and sort of the mix there. But I think what Josh brings in terms of a turnkey, practical, applicable, from the trenches kind of knowledge base is incredibly valuable and very rare and hard to find. So that's, I guess my final statement is just an endorsement of you, Josh, is I'm stoked that you even said yes to this. I'm also discerning in who I want to collaborate and partner with. And so I'm very, very stoked about this bundle.
Amazing. Well, one last question here, if you have time for it.
Yeah.
How does the landing page compare to Unbounce or Instapage in HighLevel, I guess?
Insert in HighLevel in general, it is most comparable to ClickFunnels. Imagine a faster version of the ClickFunnels builder. They organize sections, rows, columns, elements. So that kind of a structure, which honestly is kind of similar to a lot of builders kind of organized in that way. It is very fast. Like we appreciate, like they've got some cool things in terms of like preventing collaboration overlap. Like it shows you when other folks are editing on it. You can kind of track changes from that way. But it is if you're familiar with ClickFunnels Builder, you'd be like, oh, this feels very much so at home. There's more features than ClickFunnels does, but very similar. If you are like, you know what, I hate ClickFunnels, or I hate ClickFunnels as a builder, and for some reason that structure is repelling to you, then I don't think you'd be super stoked about HighLevel's Builder.
Agreed. Pretty much the same sentiment. So there you have it, guys. Once in a lifetime opportunity to gain access to HL Pro Tools, as well as the 7-figure agency roadmap implementation program. You can grab this now for a one-time fee of $9.97, no recurring fee associated with this at all, at hlprotools.com/Josh-bundle.
Awesome.
Good stuff. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys later. Go sign up for this now.
We'll hang out.